you. To address the House for 5 minutes.
Mr. Garrett from New Jersey. The gentleman is recognized.
Madam Speaker, on September 11th, 2001, almost 3,000 individuals were victims of the most devastating act of terror in our nation's history. First responders and civilians, mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, friends and neighbors, the terrorists acted with impunity toward their victims, and our nation still mourns this tragic loss. This evening, I would like to specifically remember one of those victims, and that is Richard J. Morgan. Mr. Morgan, or Dick, as he was known to his friends, was many things to many people. He was an adoring husband to his wife, Patricia, a beloved father to his 4 children, a proud grandfather to his 7 grandchildren, and a respected colleague to all that he worked with, and also a cherished friend to those who were fortunate enough to ever know him. Now, Dick graduated with a degree in civil engineering from Manhattan College and an MBA from New York University, and he would go on to serve his nation in the National Guard. Then, in 1967, he and Patricia settled down in a little town of Glen Rock, New Jersey, where they became active participants in their community and a local church as well. For 41 years, Dick worked with Con Edison, being promoted all the way from being a splicer to serving as Vice President of Emergency Management. It was in that capacity that Dick raced to the World Trade Center on that fateful Tuesday morning. And like so many other brave first responders, Dick responded to the call of duty. He ran into the smoke and the fire, but sadly, he was lost when the North Tower collapsed at 10:28 a.m. At the time of his death, Dick was coordinating the emergency response along with the Fire Department of New York with their chief of department. Today, quite fittingly, Dick is the only civilian memorialized with the Fire Department of New York Randall's Island Training Facility for having given his life in the line of duty on September 11th, 2001. Recently, I became aware that Dick had not been nominated for the 9/11 Heroes Medal of Valor, and as a result, had been incorrectly classified as simply a visitor on the National September 11th Memorial instead of a first responder classification that he deserved. So over the past few months, my staff has worked with the Department of Justice to ensure that this heroic first responder was properly memorialized. And last month, I was happy to hear that the family has been assured that their request has now been granted. And I'm thankful to the Department of Justice, to my colleagues from New York, and the many others who assisted in swiftly rectifying this oversight. Proper recognition for our fallen heroes is but a small token of gratitude when compared with the enormous sacrifice. Whether at the World Trade Center, on the battlefield, or in the communities, our soldiers and first responders, they all take a great risk to keep us safe, and they sometimes pay the tremendous sacrifice. And what can we here do in return? Well, we can remember their service. We can live worthy of their sacrifice and take every single opportunity to thank them and the ones that they leave behind. On behalf of a grateful nation, I express my sincere gratitude to Dick Morgan and pledge to his family that his example will not be forgotten. Dick will always be remembered as a man who epitomized valor, cherished opportunity to serve, and actively made his community a better place. He earned the respect of so many through his hard work, through his commitment, and a genuine interest in the lives and the fates of others. So I'm proud to represent Dick's family here in Congress, and our entire nation can be proud of the sacrifice of this American hero. With that, I yield back.